killing spree.
Hello, and welcome out to this week's episode of the Gamers Council. I'm your host, WEBDAVE, along with my co-host, Hargeet Chani, my favorite Jedi. What's up, Hargeet?
Hey, we had some fun news right at the end of the week.
Yeah.
So let's get into that fun news. Nice little picture about somebody who might have changed things around in certain PlayStation.
He did. Our new hero. Oh, bringing balance to the force. And who knew he was the chosen one. So anyway.
Bringing games to other platforms.
Exactly. Oh, we're going to have so much fun tonight. So much fun. I've gotten so many messages saying, dude, bring the pain. But no, it's all going to be good. But we are we're so excited to have with it. And we got another guest coming, so he'll be here in a few. But we do have the one and only, the man that really got me focused and got me started on my own career in podcasting, the legendary Mr. Boomstick XL. Boom. How you doing, buddy?
Oh man, what a weekend it has been. I have officially started my villain arc, as you can tell on the socials. Yeah, big news happened late Friday, and normally that's considered dead news, right? Now, whenever Microsoft made a boo-boo, it would be like super late on a Friday or super early on a Monday, kind of, right? Well, this was Sony's turn, and I actually think it's brilliant. I think we've been talking about this for a long time, and if you just look at the stocks, this is why they're doing it. The numbers just don't equate for PlayStation players buying games, especially in first party, because over 85% of the players are casuals. But we're going to get into it, Dave. Thank you so much for having me, brother. Super appreciate it.
Oh, dude, we're excited to have you. You should know that. But we already got some amazing members of the chat already here hanging out with us. Let's see. Wow, scroll back up. Day Rizzy is hanging out with us tonight. That's so awesome. Hellblade Gaming. Timmy is here as well. I love it. The General Spartan and we get a couple of renewals. We'll get to those here in just a second. Yeah, go ahead. Oh yes.
All right. So we got WebDave gifting us 5 WebDave memberships. Congrats to those who got them. And then General Spartan became a member for 8 months. Cool. Renewed membership. And then Preston became a member. Thanks for joining.
So happy for that. Yay.
Hey, did you see we have a celebrity here and he's being messy. Paris Lily, my brother from another. He said, you will never get my PlayStation games on your dead console.
Paris. Harris, I was in your chat earlier for Gamertag Radio on the YouTube version. It's excellent. Excellent show today. So just wanted you to know it was awesome, man. I enjoyed getting to see that. So yeah.
All right. Faded Blaze, renewed membership for 2 months.
There you go. So just to let you all know, we did adjust as soon as YouTube made it to where you could adjust the price of memberships and gifting memberships. We decided to bite the bullet and take it down to $1. So gifted memberships are only $1, and with that, we've blown up to over 700 members. So I guess it was worth it for us to do that. So but it's definitely easy. So gifted memberships are just about. But if you don't get one and you want one for yourself, you should try it. It's pretty cool. On YouTube, you were able to for just $1 yourself if you want to join yourself, and you get we have over 28 different icons, emojis. In today's episode, since I like to spice them up a little bit, we have not only do we have the regular emojis, which I'm gonna put them all up here real quick, but we also have what we call guest emojis. So that means we have a Mr. Boomstick emoji today. We also have the Corkenstein emoji, even though he's not here yet, but that's okay. He'll be here, we hope. And if he doesn't make it, that's all good too. Things happen. And of course, we got my emoji.
Paris.
And what?
My background.
Oh yeah, just for Paris. Oh,
I mean,
Just for Paris.
that could very well happen.
Yeah, Paris, let me know if you want to jump on and get messy with us. We'll always
Yeah,
like
why not? Absolutely.
Yeah, of course, I mean, if you want a place to get messy, you know you're home. Just saying. All right, cool. We got another super chat.
That we do. Simple Jack, $2. Game Pass ruined my marriage and got me fired. Holy shit, dude. I hope that's not true.
Oh, I'm sure it didn't. You have to take it in moderation, even though the backlog's a bitch. That's true. Let's we'll go ahead and let's boom. Let's start with you. So, what shows are you watching? What movies are you watching, or what games are you playing right now?
Okay, well, real quick, I just rolled credits on Rogue City, RoboCop from last year.
Nice.
Phenomenal game. I just started DLC. My God, I don't know why I didn't finish that game. It is just so good. I cannot believe how great it looks by that team, because that team is the same developer made the Terminator game. And the Terminator game is so outrageously great, underrated for sure, that I beat it twice. Phenomenal game. I actually wrote to them and said, listen, if you guys really want to go crazy, how about a RoboCop versus Terminator? That would be amazing, because there was a game like that for the NES, Super NES back in the days, which is pretty dope. So I just started the DLC on that. I'm still playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is God tier level great. It's just everything I love about platformers, and it's just so good. It really is. And Greedland, still playing it, still loving it. Another amazing $10 game. So that's what's got my time. We are watching a K-drama called Priest, and it is about demonic possession. It is freaking phenomenal. We're like halfway through the series, so I'm very much enjoying that. But yeah, that's what outside of being a little messy on the socials and actually finding 30 new people subbing the channel over the weekend. I re-put out the videos of Days Gone that I did, of Spider-Man and a few others, and they're trending, which is great, because a lot of people, they're all over 1K now, which is, again, they're smaller videos, but if you missed them, go to the channel and check them out. The thumbnails will attract your eyes, because I made those thumbnails myself, and they are the one with Spider-Man swinging in front of the Microsoft and Xbox building is probably my favorite I've ever done, and it looks real, and I'm very proud of that. So
I've seen that. We want to have you show it here in a little bit. It looks actually really good. So and we got some videos and some clips to play tonight. We even have a special short that was put up. Coping from Reforge. And we're going to be playing that here in just a little bit. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. P-Lump,
member for 7 months. I'm here for 3 reasons. Grab your drinks and your smoke and play my theme song. And Xbox won the war. Sony, bend the knee. What's up with the panel and chat?
There we go. P-Lump, just for you, buddy.
They see me rolling.
Watch him rolling. Watch him go. Watch him rolling. Watch him go. He be rolling down the street. He be rolling to the beat.
There you go, P-Lump. That's your theme song, buddy.
Profit $2. So is Tim moving again? I will not be getting into what Tim is doing.
We'd love to have Tim back on the show. We were the show that he flipped on, but we would love to have him back. And Tim Dog, if you're out there, we'd love to have you on. You and Dirt and Shaun and it would be a hell of a panel. Let me just tell you,
it would be put the kids to bed kind of show.
It could be that. Yeah. And then there's been some crazy flip-flopping, crazy stuff with Marlin Gaming, and oh man, is he 1 week he's not gonna happen. Then the very next day after it dropped, I told y'all it was gonna happen. I knew it was going to happen a long time ago. You should have watched my video years ago. I'm like, what? Dude.
Did you see that nice little comment from BG?
What does it say? Read that one. Oh, yes. Barrett said he's going to apply for it.
Congratulations on your new job, Senior Director, Multi-Platform Account Management.
Paris, we're so excited that you're putting your application in, and we know you're going to do great things. We have a great vision for Shody.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
Dave Reese, $5. Glorious Sunday. Hello, WebDave, Hargeet, Boom, and chat. Boom on a Sunday. His villain name is Backhand Boomstick, by the way. Ponies are in witness programs.
They are. And Dave Reese, just for you, my friend. Just for you. All right. But
$2. I think I broke Marlin Gaming yesterday. Oh boy.
I think you did. I think you did, because he was coming up on his chat constantly, and he could do a super chat, so he'd read them, and then he'd be like, no, P-Lump, no, it's not how it went down. It was, oh god, it was so great. P-Lump was after him yesterday. It was good. Kept put the boot on the neck, as King David would say. It was pretty awesome.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
One thing Paris did say earlier today on Gamertag Radio with him and Danny Pena, it was a great episode, like I said. But the if they had if he did get he'd do it under one condition, to where he would be the one that got to introduce the games coming to Xbox. And he'd come out with his little controller and talk about how great it would be, and a great classic game coming, to the Xbox franchise. Oh god, it was so funny. I don't do it justice. So Paris, like I said, if you want to jump on, let me know. Hargeet or myself will send you the link. Goodness. But yeah, it's not turn to get to. Oh look, FarQ's here. FarQ, what's up, buddy? The talented one, Mr. AI himself. Okay, there's more. We'll have to let you Hargeet. There's a whole bunch of more super chats coming in, a few more. We'll get through those, and then we'll get into topics.
Yeah, I think we just have one, right?
That works.
Yeah, so just Dave Easy's $2. Me and P-Lump kept tag teaming Marlin yesterday.
They did, but both of them were
pause.
Exactly.
That was definitely a pause moment.
Bring the Vaseline. The Vaseline.
Even though Diddy's home.
As Dirt would say. Yeah, no Diddy, just Kong. Right, there we go.
Oh, boy. All right, and then Thatch renewed membership for 12 months. And
yeah.
And our buddy FarQ, Bram Stroker, renewed a membership for 7 months.
Thanks, Bram Stroker, for see how you are, FarQ. See how you treat me. Thought you're my friend, but
Emotional damage.
Exactly. Love you, Dave. Yeah. Oh, love you too, FarQ.
Oh my goodness.
It's a brother to another. Oh goodness. Well, we got a lot of people renewing today. Awesome. Appreciate that. And another super chat.
And then we got another one. Music72 became a member. Thanks. And then Afropovic, £2, I guess, right? Ask Hargeet about out of date in job listing. Yeah? Hashtag NJLS.
Sure. Hargeet, what are you playing?
Yeah, let me do this one. Sarcastic Taurus, member for 21 months, renewed membership. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining.
I finished Final Fantasy 16 finally.
Nice.
And that was pretty good. It was a decent game. And I don't know if we're gonna start Bonanza next, or we just got Wu Chang. I don't know. I'll have to pick one of those, or the many games that are in my backlog. So many games in the backlog. But yeah, just finished that. That took a long time. That was a very long game. So
yeah.
So I finished that one.
There you go. Sounds good. All right. I guess let's start getting into it. So you haven't started Wu Chang at all, correct? Then you haven't started playing. Boom. Have you played Wu Chang yet?
No, I downloaded it, and I don't like doing the cardinal sin of gaming and playing too many games, because then it starts to mess up the controls, and then I'm already into 3, and that's enough. Like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to stick with RoboCop, and then it got flaws in me, and now I'm playing. I just started the DLC. Listen, these games will just sit in my backlog, and I'll get to them eventually. It's just not enough time in a day.
Oh, I'm with you. So there's there's a lot of different directions we can go, but let's start with this as just as a little softball starter, as it were. Let me bring this full. So hit it full screen before I made it the relevant talk, but give me 1 second here. So we're gonna just kind of like so Battlefield is coming. Made some big announcements. It is next gen consoles only.
Yep.
So that's something different. Pretty interesting that they are doing that. Let's bring this up here. Boom. And I say boom, and boom's like, what? I'm like, no, I'm in boom as boom shakalaka. But anyway, let's see. Add the stage. Boom. There we go. I did it again. All right. So we'll play the clip real quick here, including audio. Why not? Why not? Let's just play it. So it's a 2-minute clip, but it's looking pretty good, I think. And I know this is the multiplayer. They're going to start showing it this week, coming up pretty soon. They're going to show the multiplayer, what it's actually going to look like. But seeing this kind of gets people fired up.
My fellow citizens, my fellow, we will prevail.
We're ready, Mr. President.
My fellow citizens, today represents a dark day in our history. With this monstrous, unprovoked attack, no country is safe from their reach. For all those serving on our behalf, our prayers go with you. For the Pax Armada mercenaries who are watching now, I have a message. It's over.
Let's get to work.
Come, your masters of war. Hear the bells of victories. You hide behind walls. 30 seconds. They turn and run farther when the fast bullets ride.
Move fast. Move decisive. Dagger on my 6.
Send it.
And I will bet you die. And your death will come soon. I follow your casket. I pay afternoon. I watch while you clear the ship now. And I stand over your grave. I'm sure that you did.
Ready to target for the F-61.
I watch while you and I stand over your grave. I'm sure that you did. Masters of war.
Looks pretty exciting. Looks pretty good. Boom, Hargeet. We'll go. Boom. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this? Looks pretty good, don't you think? Huh?
I want to say that Vince Zampella doing what he does, getting his hands in on this, taking over after what happened with Battlefield 2142. You can see his DNA is all over this. Pause. He is a force to be reckoned with. Obviously, he has a ridiculous track record that goes all the way back to Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. And then obviously he released a bunch more before the split with Activision, started Respawn, had Titanfall 1 and 2 under his belt, Apex Legends, and obviously, he's been a big part, I'd say he's probably one of the best hires for EA that they might have ever had. And this game looks amazing. What you saw was the single player campaign. Now there was some growing pains with the studio, and originally, and now it's studios. They have 4 studios making this game, kind of like Call of Duty does with their releases. And the campaign is only going to be 6 hours, which again, that's because they were having some issues, and that's what they settled in on. Fine, 6 hours, great. It looks great. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. There's been some leaked stuff on the multiplayer. We'll see how that. It's going to be great. I have no doubt it's going to be. They're known for really big maps. I want to see if we're going to get 24 and 24, maybe as much as 64. B64 would be insane. It does have some pushback from Call of Duty, and here's why. You said it. It's next gen only, and I'm all about that next gen life, right? Like we're here, right? And next gen is 5 years in this November. It's like eventually the old systems just have to kind of go away. Here's the problem with that, though. Call of Duty is still on the old consoles, right? Black Ops 7 is going to be on PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, One X, One S. They're not getting rid of that because it's a lot of money. Now we did see like something like EA's college football last year was only next gen, and like for instance, the Series S saw a big boost. You could see a big boost in PlayStation sales. You could see a big boost in Series X, Series X consoles. But this game, the only thing that I am hoping for is that it does not launch with bugs. It cannot launch broken. This has been a trend that has been, it's a curse with EA and DICE. The last couple of releases, this thing has to launch flawless. And that's why we're going to get some they separated, here's what the single player looks like. Great. Multiplayer information coming on the 31st. Awesome. It's the other thing that's, you can call it however you want to call it. Maybe it's Microsoft getting lucky, Dave. Maybe it's them just reading or them just knowing. Interestingly enough, right before the EA announcement for Battlefield 6, what did Xbox do? They dropped the prices back to $69.99, starting with Outer Worlds 2, and then they politely said all of our holiday releases are also not going to see an increase in price, meaning Call of Duty. Well, unfortunately, the other thing against Battlefield is that it's $80 to start. It's $79.99. I don't know if public outcry is going to kind of force their hand to maybe walk that back. We saw that happen with Borderlands 4, right? Randy Pitchford gets out there and does what he does best and put his foot in his mouth, right? And they wind up walking it back. And look what happened with Xbox. They kind of stepped on a rake with the $80 game, and pre-orders for Outer Worlds 2 were super low. That's why, right? So they dropped the price back down to the current $70 price band. I don't know if that's going to hurt the game. Again, it's next gen only. It's a 6-hour campaign, and it's $80. Does that hurt sales? Does that hurt pre-orders? The chat's got to let us know. I have no idea. I think it actually is going to affect it a bit.
Yeah, I agree. Welcome back. There were 204 people watching us live right now. Thank you so much. We didn't put it up on Twitch today, so we've only been getting one viewer. So that's coming from YouTube and from X. So thank you all so much, and we appreciate you all being here. Hargeet, what are your impressions on seeing that trailer?
I mean, the trailer looks good, but then, the trailer doesn't necessarily mean that's what the game is going to be. We will have to find out what that's like when it comes out. Yeah, $80. Dang. So, that's not going to have, to be fair, you will get a demo in Game Pass, right? So, you'll have some access to it for a little bit because of Game Pass. But man, if you want to keep playing, it's $80. I don't know. That's kind of it's a little harsh, I guess. October release date. We don't know when specifically, right? But yeah, apparently $80 and then $110 for the extended whatever version, the upper version. Yikes. All right, but look, I play most of these things not for the multiplayer. I usually play them for the single player, the campaign part of it. 6 hours for $80. Yikes. That's also not that great. But whatever. If it's good, I'll still probably pick it up. But yeah, we'll have to see. Vincent Pella, being the one like kind of spearheading this. Hopefully, it's on going in the right direction. Will it be a big competitor to Call of Duty? We will see, right? I mean, $80 is an interesting choice to make, especially since Microsoft pulled back and they're doing $70 for Call of Duty, and you still get it in Game Pass. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, I mean, it looks good. But again, what do you really get out of a trailer? You really kind of need to see the actual game, how it works. Like we were all excited for, was it 2042? Was that the last one?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever the last one. It looked good, and then the game came out, and it had like all sorts of performance issues and issues like with modes and capabilities, and you're like, what is going on? Why is this thing so half baked? We'll just have to see what they do with that. I hope that isn't the case this time. That they have a polished game that has everything it needs. If I recall, it didn't even have like a leaderboard. Like you didn't even know who won the match. Like when they first released it, you're like, shouldn't that kind of be there? Isn't it kind of important? So, the simple things. Hopefully they don't mess that up, right? But yeah, and hopefully Vince gets it right, and they give him the time and money to get it right. So, I think they kind of need to like make sure they get it, out in good shape this time. Like they've had a couple of okay releases that had some issues, so they really kind of need to pull it back and make sure it's coming in correctly. But yeah, I hope they do a good job with it. But $80 is interesting.
Me too.
$80 is interesting.
Is that confirmed? $80? I was looking and I couldn't find anything, but it says
I've
cool.
got an article from IGN.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Battlefield will release in October for $80.
Wow. Yeah.
It says leak suggests, and there's an open beta coming too.
There you go. So, and again, with this with the multiplayer coming this week, I guess that'll probably pretty much boom. And then Thatch agrees with you, boom. 100% right. It can't release broken.
Yes.
Cannot.
Yeah. That's they had the like 360 era Battlefields, which were really cool, and the Bad Company like 1 and 2 and all that, like those were pretty good, and then they kind of botched it in the Xbox One, PS4 era. But I don't know. Let's hope they pull it back.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Oh, and in Paris, there you go. Go ahead and you read that.
Yeah. Paris will be at the Battlefield event this week. Nice.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, the fall's coming. It's actually not too far away, right? We're hitting August in like a few days, right? So the September, October timeframe is right upon us. It's not too far out. All these games are going to start coming out soon.
It's exciting. It's very, very exciting.
So we got Gamescom coming up in a month. So
oh yeah, that we do.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, let me start a poll real quick here. And we'll get the poll started when we go one more topic before we get into the big meaty one, as it were. Oh yeah. Let's see here. So, PlayStation games on Xbox and Switch 2? ? Yes or no? Well, we think we know the answer to that one, even though there's a lot of people in denial. But that's okay. Let's bring up the next quick little is back on the poll. Oh, stop it. Anyway, Sony, throwing their big money wallet around, has decided to. The Sony Group Corporation and Bandai Namco Holdings have signed a strategic partnership. Sony acquires 2.5% of Bandai Namco Holdings, a strategic business alliance agreement aimed at strengthening the engagement among anime and manga fans. Okay, cool. Well, there we go. So we know they have, was it Crunchyroll, or they had them both, and then they killed one of them. I can't remember which one of them is. They
Funimation is the one I think that they deep six. Crunchyroll
Okay,
is still a
so
thing.
Crunchyroll's
Yeah.
still going. Okay, so
Yeah,
Crunchyroll
and
is
actually
the thing.
the Crunchyroll's a perk, believe it or not,
It is.
for Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, you
I
can
think
get
you
like
get 2 months of it for free. Yeah.
2 months for free if you have Xbox Game Pass. Game Pass. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it was a thing.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
Alrighty then. Yes. So guys, what do you think? Is this? I mean, it's just trying to keep their self relevant. What do you think?
I'll let Hargeet take this one because I don't know what this is about. Honestly, it's
So Bandai does have some relevance in the anime and manga space,
do.
right?
Yes.
So, and that is what this is about, right? They actually say it right there. This is about that. It's not really about the games. It's about the IPs specifically in that anime and manga, whatchamacallit, arena. And look, they've been trying to expand that. That's what the partnership with Kadokawa was about as well. It was about the anime and manga, and that's what Sony is doing. They're really looking at IP that they can take advantage of. Where can they make movies? Where can they make TV? Where they can like take advantage of that in different mediums, right? And they're not looking at gaming. At least from what we're seeing, that is not the direction. They've spent a lot over the last few years under the Jim Ryan era on buying up a lot of studios, trying to make live service games with third parties, and a lot of that failed, right? Obviously, we all know the stories, and that's billions that they've spent, and they're like, well, what is the returns? So I don't know that they're going to pull the trigger on more acquisitions in that arena. But that doesn't mean they're not going to be looking at other things. And as we know from their sort of vision statement at the top level of Sony, they're looking at engagement with what they called Kondo, aka that's Japanese for emotion. So they are looking at where they can take advantage of film, TV, even gaming IP. That they can recoup money, from all that investment, right? So they're looking at this much more. It looks like from the outside in as a non-gaming, but specifically in the anime and manga arena. And look, they have relevance there with Crunchyroll as well. They have their own stuff that they do. And again, they have that partnership with Kadokawa. Same thing. It was about the manga. It was about the anime. So I think that's really what this is about. They're just kind of expanding that IP library. Will this result in any gaming things? I don't know. Owning percent of their stock does give them access to some profit sharing. So they will get some profit sharing from just the bottom line of Bandai Namco, which of course it's one of the. I think it's the biggest publisher outside of Nintendo and PlayStation, for gaming in Japan, right? So Bandai is pretty big. So that's great. They also have a lot of the From Software, right? As far as their normal games that From Software puts out, they generally publish through Bandai. So they have that profit coming in. I don't see anything else strategically changing. Certainly 2.5% does not give them any voting capability to override anything, right? That's a very small amount. I'm sure it's much more of a partnership deal. Hey, we'll buy this much so that we can partner with you on access to IP. I think that's what this is all about. I think it's just another strategic partnership, just like Kadokawa. But that's really what I'm getting from this. I'm not seeing anything in the gaming realm where they're going to say, hey, the next Bandai game is going to be exclusive to PlayStation or anything like that.
Right.
I don't like the next topic pretty much nullifies that to begin with, right? But I just don't see that being the thing. I think this is just strategic partnership again on IP. They want to get those movies and animes and manga, right? That's what they're looking for. So that's kind of how I see it.
There you go. Well, yeah, good call. So yeah, it's interesting. They're doing what they have to do to stay in the loop and to keep to keep some things. It's like was it last year or earlier in the year? They were like From Software, and they ended up buying just a small stake in them, which still it's a relevant stake. But the reason they did that was because they want to guarantee themselves those games on their platform and some other things. I'm sure there's some other partnerships, things that they can do with that. But of course, at the time, there was a lot of ponies that were coming out saying, no more From Software games coming to Xbox. Not so fast. Not so fast, because those days.
And then right after that, they
over.
announced an exclusive for Nintendo.
Yeah,
But hey,
exactly. Huh. Shocker. Exactly. Well, guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the meaty one, as you were. But look, we'll start off before we get too messy. We're going. Yeah. Let me go and bring this up, and then you can do the super chat, and then. But go ahead.
So Mac, $2. Mac 22 TH54, $2. PlayStation's dead. Who am I? #messy.
There you go. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate those. Let's see what looks better. Does that one look better? That's pretty good. Oh, no, super chat. We'll get on that one too. You see it?
Sorry.
You're right.
Holy crap. $20 from RC Polygons. I don't get why people like Boom nitpick Xbox's every move. MSC strategy, but you treat each decision like a disaster. It's less about mistakes and more about your need to find the fault due to Xbox moving multi-platform.
I don't know. I think Mr. Boomstick can answer this one himself, but I believe actually he's a big supporter of Xbox and Microsoft.
I don't know when was the last time I said that. RC Polygons nitpick Xbox every move, dude. I have 3 shows dedicated to it. I don't know where this is coming from, but if that's how you feel, and maybe that's why we haven't seen you in the chat, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you, brother. Thank you for the generosity to Dave, but I don't nitpick at anything in Microsoft. I give smoke where it's needed, like I did when they had the layoffs. As a matter of fact, I'm actually one of the few OGs that accepted their their multi-platform strategy before anybody else. So I don't know where that's coming from, but that is fine. That is fine.
Yeah. Sorry, Boom.
A little weird.
Barton 661, $2. You are using your name in the chat, Mr. Boomstick XL. Yeah, so it's not showing you as
I fixed that.
It's
Craig. He's altogether, but that's all right. I also made that one a mod too, by the way. So if you reload that page, you now have mod powers.
Yeah, thank you.
So if you need to take care of stuff, there we go.
People entitled to their opinions, even though that's a little ridiculous, but it's fine.
And I okay, yeah, but they have. All right, so go ahead.
RC says you keep saying Xbox rake in the face.
Well,
yeah,
but
it's a
I mean,
common thing. Everybody says that, right? Like,
I mean, when a company's nobody's perfect, so and he definitely calls them out when mistakes are made. So I agree with Boom that that's Microsoft isn't a perfect company. I just like their ecosystem. I like what they do better than others. So, look, Boom's Craig's a good friend of us in the show, and it's but still, it's I think sometimes we get maybe a little hype up our feelings when somebody with a product or something that we like tends to not go our way, or not 1,000% on their side. But that's okay, because we still appreciate the super chat, and we still appreciate you being here, and you are entitled to your opinion too. But trust me, Boomstick bleeds green. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So, Fark you big sexy.
Yes. Fark you gifts 10 WebDave memberships. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Afro he clarifies. Oversee the out of year mid range commercial strategy for PlayStation. # not just live service. What is mid range though? Yeah, we'll have to get into what they mean with that. But yeah, let's read it. It's in here, so we'll get into it.
Hargeet, can you read some of that for me, and I'll scroll down when you need to say.
Sure. So, all right. So, the job posting here from PlayStation, Senior Director, Multi-Platform and Account Management. PlayStation isn't just the best place to play; it's also the best place to work. Blah 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 blah. Okay. PlayStation also strives to create an inclusive environment. Blah blah blah. Let's get into the actual meat and potatoes. Let's go down a bit. All right. So, here's what the overview of the position is. Reporting to the Vice President, Commercial Management, as Senior Director of Multi-Platform and Account Management, you will play a critical leadership role in shaping and executing the global commercial strategy for PlayStation Studios software titles across all digital platforms beyond PlayStation hardware, including Steam, Epic Game Store, Xbox, Nintendo, and mobile. This role is accountable for optimizing title profitability, ensuring cross-functional alignment, and leading a high-performing team focused on multi-platform expansion, mid-range commercial planning, as was put in the super chat there, and platform partner management. So I don't know if we want to delve into that or keep reading.
Whatever you want. It's fine with me. I mean, that's pretty much the part we want to pick apart right there. So,
yeah, there's a bit more that's interesting. Oversee the out of year mid-range commercial strategy for PlayStation Studios titles across all non-PlayStation platforms, driving long-term revenue growth and audience reach. Cross-functional planning, lead the commercial contribution to PlayStation Studios mid to long-range planning, ensuring SIE leadership is informed with data-driven insights and strategic perspectives. Act as a primary commercial liaison and escalation point for heads of production and studio leads, securing alignment and buy-in on go-to-market strategies and publishing policies. Let's just scroll down a bit. WEBDAVE, there we go. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm going to skip down a little bit, and then the team leadership, direct and develop a team of senior managers across multi-platform strategy, account management, platform sales, planning. Direct reports include director, multi-platform strategy and account management, senior manager, platform sales, Xbox and PC, manager, platform planning and performance, PC and Xbox. That is pretty specific. So Boom, I'll let you kind of start with your thoughts, and then I'll delve into it.
I mean, listen, I have it in front of me as well. When and I have it highlighted out where it goes into specifics, and it says shaping and executing the global commercial strategy for PlayStation Studios software titles across all digital platforms, and this is it, folks, beyond PlayStation hardware, including Steam, Epic Game Store, Xbox, and Nintendo, and mobile. That is the line. That is the line that tells you that PlayStation wants to make money like Xbox. I mean, look, if you want to go down to the brass tacks of the monies, all you have to do, and I can't say that it was just one title that made Sony pivot this way, but as we all know, Sony is a publicly traded company, right? There are people that invest in that brand, and we know that as great as Sony Pictures is, the moneymaker is PlayStation. That is where they make their money. If you go back a bunch of years, into the PlayStation 4 era, they sold a lot of software. And they had consecutive years, 2018, 2019, 2020, that were phenomenal for first party. They had a bunch of smaller games that they launched. They had a bunch of exclusivity deals, and them hitting on all cylinders with these exclusivity deals, these smaller titles being really good, and their big AAA bombs, they enveloped the zeitgeist of gaming. That's just what happened. But since then, I mean, come on, folks. If we're going to be fair here, Sony has had a significant drop off the last couple of years. I mean, like, it's got to be going on 3 years now. People are like asking for shows. There's no showcases. Their first party's been super light. They've doubled down on locked up exclusives that don't sell that well. There's been a couple of them that have come out that have been exclusive that don't even pass 2 million sales, right? So then you just take a step back and say, why is Sony doing this? Well, because Xbox has come in and is eating their lunch on their own store for months. Month after month after month, 5 out of the top 10 most paid for games are Xbox first party games, right? And I consistently say this. There is a significant difference between a PlayStation gamer and a troll that just plays the socials. Two different animals. The PlayStation gamer, they want to play games. And these PlayStation gamers might have been Xbox gamers at one point and moved from the Xbox 360 to the PS4 and just gradually moved from the PS4 to the Pro to the 5, right? That's where their library is. That's where they game. That is why something like Forza Horizon 5 is the best-selling game of the year on PS5. Think about that for a second, folks. Xbox first party is the best-selling game, or it has one of their best-selling games on a competing platform. Xbox is hitting on all cylinders. They have a roadmap that extends into 2028. Xbox Game Pass is killing it, right? I mean, just one AAA bomb after another if it's not their own first party. By the end of the year, they're going to have 12 first-party games. I mean, think about this. A remaster, or I call it a remake, Oblivion. 9 million players. And that game only came out a couple of months ago. So you turn around and you see what's happening. Microsoft, and more specifically Xbox, is making money hand over fist, right? Someone on the board, and I don't know if it's 1 or 10 or everyone was like, wait a second, how come we're not doing that, right? Now, if you're into the trades like I am when it comes to film, you'll know that the 25% that Disney gets for every time they sell Spider-Man something has moved up to 35%, right? So Marvel and Disney are taking more. Spider-Man 2018 is coming, and it is going to be released on Xbox, and I don't know about the Switch. It probably could be released on the Switch too, but we're talking Xbox. It is going to come to Xbox. You know why? Because the game is 7 years old. It came out in 2018 and is literally sitting on a digital shelf or server somewhere making no money. If Nixus has already ported that over to PC, the port from PC to Xbox would not equate a lot of investment. They can do it at a bargain basement price, and they could sell. I mean, again, I don't know how much it's going to sell. I know some people think it's going to sell minuscule. I think they're wrong. I think if Spider-Man 2018 launches on Xbox, it's going to sell 5 million copies. People are going to run out to buy that at potentially $60, $70, whatever they put it out for. I will rebuy that game. I will play it on my Xbox because I love Insomniac and I love Spider-Man. And if you just look like King David had put out a tweet. Let me see if I can find it here. It's pretty funny. He put out a tweet where it shows the stock prices of Sony, who is trading at $24 per share. Microsoft is trading at $514 per share. Microsoft stock is up, Sony stock is down. That's why. Because these are not the same companies. PlayStation is in a pickle, ladies and gentlemen. And I keep saying this, and people, you forget about it. I know that Hargeet consistently puts up the picture of Concord, and there he's probably gonna do it now. Folks, you got to understand something. I'm just gonna name 3 games, 3 studios, and a bunch of loss. Concord is $400 million loss over 7 years. The studio is gone. The game cannot make money for them. It's gone. Okay? Now, Bungie was supposed to have their game come out, and they were accused of art theft, asset art theft, which they were confirmed to have done, which is disgusting, right? This is the team that was supposed to come in. This is the savior. Well, who the savior came in and was supposed to do the gas game thing for them and canceled a bunch of stuff. They didn't think it was going to work, and their game just failed. It's been delayed till next year, right? And then, of course, you look at Jade Raymond Studios, right? Haven. Haven Studios was purchased, right? Fair Games was shown in a trailer that was CG only. She's gone from the studio. She has been, whether she was fired, whether she walked off the set, who knows? And that game is nowhere to be found. These are only the 3 biggest failures for Sony that I'm just, this is just tip of spear, folks. You can go back to the other 9 games that they canceled that were in development. Bend Studios is another example of why they're doing this. Bend Studios had not put out a game since 2019. That was Days Gone. Days Gone was reviewed very well. It's a cult classic within PlayStation Nation. And that's another game that could easily be ported. Why? Nixxes has just ported that over to PC, the Game of the Year edition. These games are coming because Sony needs money. And listen, we saw what happened when Xbox did it. Everyone booed them, right? And now look at them. They've literally changed the industry again. They changed it with Game Pass. Now they've changed it with the multi-platform strategy. Sony is in to make money. And again, I don't know what's going to be first. I think it's Spider-Man. Honestly, I think it's Spider-Man. Returnal's a good one to bring over. Ratchet and Clank is another that could come over easily. Astrobot is another one that could be developed. And now, is that going to happen? I don't know. But I am going to say when Astrobot won all those awards last year, it still got outsold by a 4-year-old game in Forza Horizon 5.
It did.
So, you know what I'm saying? So Sony, I'll put it this way. First party is not moving the numbers the way it used to with Sony. And that's why they're doing this. I hope that answers everyone's questions.
Yeah. Really, very well done there, Boom. So yeah, it's definitely it's interesting, and of course, it started the big hubbub over the weekend on Friday, and you'd think you'd said it when in the opening that Friday is the day for usually when you get hit with bad news, that's when they drop it. Well, for Sony fanboys and ponies, it was bad news. It was good news for Xbox and PC players, but not so good for ponies. And so yeah. So and to your point too, I'm gonna bring this up real quick. Let's see. I'm gonna have to remove it to update this part. Okay, let me see. Making sure I'm doing something. Stop sharing that screen. I got something bringing up. Hold on. I promise. So with that point, of course, I'm hitting the wrong button. Way to go, Dave. In the background, it's so much fun on my side. If you could see what an idiot I am. But let's see here. There it is. Okay, so we'll share this one. Bring it up. So this was a good little thing that was brought up. That this is the first party for Xbox this year compared to first party for Sony this year.
Yeah. I mean, it's
to be fair, we should add Death Stranding 2 and Lost Soul.
Death Stranding 2 and MLB The Show you can add as well.
So there's 4.
If you want to say like MLB The Show is everywhere or whatever, but yeah, MLB The Show is another one. So there are 4 games.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk about console exclusives, Xbox has more console exclusives this year than PlayStation.
They do. So yeah. And then of course there's some updates to some other games as well. And of course Forza is now on PlayStation. So interesting. So that's just a little thought there. But Boom, we were talking, and that'd be nice if this happens. What do you think?
I would buy it. They're gonna get my money because I don't have a lot of platinums. I barely play my PlayStation. I'm all about the Xbox life, but that's one of the games I did platinum, and I loved every second of it. And I would 1,000 out of 1,000 achievement. And I would imagine the Game of the Year edition is going to come with all the DLC, which would be awesome.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So to dig a little deeper into sorry, this is just too funny. Let me go back to this. I'm gonna have to present this one as a little video that we're gonna show.
Let me just get this one out of the way.
Oh
then.
yes, go ahead.
$5. Real gamers are accepting of the multi-platform strategy. Ponies crying over the multi-platform tragedy. LOL. Ponies wailing in the winds. Yeah. Well.
Let's see here. Let me add this to screen, and then we'll play and discuss.
Oh boy,
as it were. Let's see here. What's better? Does that look better? We'll go with that one. We'll go with that. It makes it even bigger and better. All right, so I'm gonna play this real quick. Reforge Gaming, who I've interviewed here. It's actually a good interview on this channel. I tried to be as fair and right down the middle as I could be, and so he seemed to think it was pretty fair. So you can make up your own choice if you want to know a little more about Reforge. This video is here on my channel. And with that said, this is his thoughts after the announcement. And the word I'm looking for, I believe, is cope. But we'll see what you all think.
PlayStation turning into a third-party publisher or company. That's the big debate right now that got stoked again by a job posting. There's a job posting for a senior director for multi-platform and account management. And many people are saying, oh, this is a sign that they're changing. They're going to go for a multi-platform strategy. The mistake that people are making is PlayStation already has a multi-platform strategy. This isn't new. Herman Hulst has spoken to this numerous times to shareholders. Their multi-platform strategy is two-pronged. Live service games go day and date multi-platform. Their big narrative-driven tentpole titles go to PC later in the hopes that people will want sequels and maybe come to PlayStation. The PlayStation 5 is boasting somewhere between 20 and 30% new user acquisition, meaning people are buying PlayStation 5s that did not have a PlayStation before. So they are getting new users from somewhere. Maybe some of them actually are from PC. That's sort of beside the point, though. This is a position to oversee the existing strategy. This is not a signal that the strategy is changing. I have always said if PlayStation is going to change strategy, they will signal it to the shareholders first. Exactly what Microsoft did. You had a CFO talking at a Wells Fargo summit. You had Satya Nadella talking to the shareholders, and they made it very clear they were shifting to multi-platform publishing day and date, which they've been doing on PC for way longer than PlayStation's been even putting games on PC later. So it's a very different strategy. And PlayStation has continued to emphasize the fact that their multi-platform strategy is two-pronged for live service and their big tentpole titles treated separately. This person in this position is going to be overseeing, it says right here, the out-of-year mid-range commercial strategy for PlayStation Studios across all non-PlayStation platforms, meaning they're going to be analyzing the revenue growth, the profitability of taking their games to other platforms, which makes sense why they list Xbox and Nintendo in the job posting, because we know Helldivers is going to Xbox. No, Lego Horizon already launched on Nintendo. There's the likelihood that more games will be going to Nintendo Switch too, because it is such a large platform. And that would be another great way of testing how profitable can our property be ported to companies' platforms later. We also know from Microsoft's own talks that they're leaning into being more of Windows gaming devices going forward, and not a traditional Xbox. That would mean these pieces of property would be landing in Steam and potentially playable on those Xbox devices. This person's going to be measuring the profitability of that. So this job is not a signal of a new strategy. They already have a multi-platform strategy, and this person is going to assess just how profitable each piece of property is on the various platforms where they land. There's even an alleged Horizon MMO that'll be on mobile. That's probably why mobile's listed. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Why is everybody freaking out? Stop freaking out. Is PlayStation weird?
I gotta tell you, that was a lot of words from a guy that I don't really listen to, so I'm probably gonna have a migraine later. And I will say that it's like it's I don't even know what to say to that, other than he's fucking ice skating uphill. Like, there was, I mean, I kept seeing the duck, moving out of the way of everything. I mean, did we not read the same thing? Because it's interesting how he specifically picks out a particular part that's what he focuses on when Helldivers 2 is coming to the platform next month. That was the dam breaker, ladies and gentlemen. That is why games, and you know something, like I said, I don't think it's just the one game. I don't think that it's because pre-orders from what we hear are doing really well for Helldivers 2 and Xbox. And like I said this before, folks, the number that I can find for PlayStation in regards to sales of that game is 2.2 million. Now it sold over 14 million. That's true, but 12 million on Steam. That leaves the 2 point whatever on PlayStation. Now, is that good? I mean, your mileage is going to vary, but when they keep boasting they have 80 million consoles out in the wild, that's not really a great number, right? So that's the problem. And listen, folks, you have to understand the two platforms, money-wise, they're not the same, man. PlayStation has to equate the losses that they have taken over this shift from single-player, story-driven, narrative-focused games to the gas game, and then having to stop, close studios, lay some people off, and then refocus on bringing what? One AAA bomb per year because the development costs are too high. This is why you're going to, you know what? You've heard me. I've tweeted about it. # whole slate. All of their old games are coming over. And I know that I've said before, I can't really see God of War after this weekend. Folks, I can see it. The same way I couldn't believe before I actually realized what Microsoft was doing. I was like, Gears, Forza, Halo, man, don't do that. And it's happening. It's happening, right? Oh, wow. So the multi-platform strategy has happened. Listen, I have Game Pass. I got nothing to complain about, right? But WebDave and Hargeet, I could see God of War coming over. God of War 2018, I can see it being ported. I mean, anything that Nixus has already ported to PC is probably getting fast-tracked as we speak to be brought over to Xbox. I don't know so much about the whole Switch thing, but Xbox for sure.
Yeah, for real. Argue a couple of super chats and we'll get your opinion on this. Sure.
So we got this one. Dave Easy, $2. Don't think Lono got the memo on the new strategy. Maybe not. We don't know. KY Bob, member for 5 months, renewed membership. Thanks.
Thanks, KY Bob.
And then Simple Jack, $2. Reforge changed the job to an analytics position. Sure.
Yeah.
So skipping out many of the other facets of the position's requirements and the fact that it's a team doing a lot of work. I mean, Boom kind of laid out a lot of the things here. This is very, very specific for a job description. You don't usually put stuff like this out. So they're just really going public with the fact that they are looking at a multi-plat strategy. Okay, like we can take some of what Reforge was saying and say, hey, this is kind of the current strategy, and then they'll just analyze things as they're going. Okay. And so they're not going to put anything else on Switch 2? Why do they have Nintendo in there? Is that just for the one game? I don't think that's the case. I think they're looking to do much more. And why did they mention mobile? Is that not a thing? I don't know. Oops, somehow somebody must be cooking something, so my freaking alarm's about to go off. Anyway, anyhow, so look, I think there's a lot more to this. It just seems very obvious that there's a strategic direction change, and you listen to the last financial roundtable with the PlayStation team, and they literally said they're changing directions. That's coming from Hiroki. That they will no longer be using their games as a platform enabler or a marketing tool. It's going to be profit growth. They're going to use it as a driver for profit growth. And if that's the case, how do you do that? You have your platform. You can either decide not to spend as much. That's one path, and maybe they're doing that. The other option is to expand your reach. And how do you do that? You put it on more platforms. The potential to take advantage of Nintendo, to take advantage of Xbox and PC, along with mobile, which we'll see what they're planning to do there, just gives them more reach. That's ultimately all it is. And ultimately, the driver for a lot of this is now changing, and it's mostly because the massive amount of investment needed to make these games, it's taking away from the ability to say, hey, let's lock it down. You just have to accept that you have to put these games in more places to just drive more profit for that game because of the investment made. And you mentioned Boom about Spider-Man. Yeah, that entire Marvel thing, very expensive. They've basically taken Insomniac and said, you're doing nothing else but make Marvel stuff. And okay, cool, but you got to sell a lot to make that money back. And if there's a chance to make another $50 million, $100 million, you think they're going to say no? They're going to make that money. They're just going to look for that bread. Like you think that, hey, they need to sell like 5 million copies on the other platforms. No, they don't. If they sell 200,000 copies, it's making them money. It's just extra gravy. The beauty of the Xbox version is if you've already done it to Windows 11, if you already did it to DirectX, you've already done half the work to get it to Xbox.
Yes.
Because it's the same freaking back end. You basically have to make sure it performs right. So there might be some tuning needed. There might be some bugs that show up because it's on the console, but that's it. It's usually not that big of a deal. And so, I'm not saying it's like easy, right? It's probably still about 6 months of work, but most of the work is already done. It's not a start from scratch port. You basically have done a good chunk of the work because you put it on PC already. So they can readily take Nixus and say, hey, you've already done all the PC ports, which they have. Let's start.
I actually have the listing of what they've done. They did Spider-Man 2018, Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Forbidden West, and Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. That's what they've done. And those 5 games, if they released on Xbox, would sell.
Yeah, and even if they sell a short amount or a large amount, it doesn't really matter. It's gravy. It's just extra profit that they can drive into their financials, and that's what they're looking to do. That's what Hiroki's looking to do. And so I can see that happening, especially games that did not perform that well anyway, right? So you take something like a Ratchet and Clank, you take something like a Returnal, or go back even further. There's plenty of games they had on the PS4 gen, the PS3 gen, PS2 gen. Like there's so many games that they could port over, bring it to Switch, bring it to Switch 2, bring it over to. They have that opportunity if they want to go do that, right? And start taking advantage of their back catalog and start bringing those forward. Sure, you can take like the PS3 library and bring it as a remaster to PS4 and 5 players as well. But while you're doing it, you can bring it to PC, Nintendo, and Xbox players and just get the stupid money. That's ultimately, that's the point of all this, right? It's all business. The entire point of a business is to part your dollars from your wallet. That's it. That's what they want to do. How they get there, that is up to them to bring bring to market something that you will decide to go spend money on. And the whole idea of platform wars and all that stuff, it made sense when it actually could drive something and make the games valuable enough, and it worked. That's not what's happening. You didn't have Jim Ryan flying around crying because of Call of Duty being potentially hampered. Just hampered. He didn't even say if it was taken away. He didn't even believe that was going to happen. It's like, if they just hamper it, it will kill our ecosystem, because we drive our profitability, our game development on the profits we drive from Call of Duty. The one game. Just think of that. That's where they are, right? So why can't we make money on these things if they see what Xbox's strategy is, and it's like, hey, that's working for them. They're making money off of us. They're writing those checks. They know how much they're sending over to Xbox. They know how much money they're making off of them. And I said, well, if that's the case, why the heck aren't we doing the same? There are deals that can be made. Remember, the other side has the Play Anywhere option, which gives them a better rate in the store. They have Game Pass. They could put stuff in Game Pass and take a bag. These are things that, like, they're just sitting there waiting to be taken advantage of. So you really think that this is going to be a strategy of like, let's just wait and see? Or do you think they're going to be like, how do we take advantage of this and get the most money out of it? If you're a smart company, you take advantage. If you're a dumb company, you sit around and die. That's not a good plan. Most companies do not just sit around and die. They look at the market and say, how do I take advantage of the market? And I'm pretty sure Sony is doing the same thing. There's also the chance that there's a tussle between the entrenched PlayStation leadership and Hiroki, who's like, I don't give a fuck about your stupid console war. I care about what I'm giving to my shareholders. You guys don't know how to make money. I see the other side putting their games everywhere and they're making billions. What are you doing for me? So go hire these people and show me the data. You show me why it doesn't work, because I think it does work. That's why they need to hire people, because otherwise I'm like, why do you need to hire anybody to put games on a freaking console? You just make the game and you put it there. Like, you've done it already. Did you need somebody else to put freaking like Horizon Lego on other, like, no, you just make the game and publish it. Who gives a shit? Just do it. Why they need the metrics is to prove to the leadership in the PlayStation arena that, yeah, it works. Getting extra money from the other platforms is good for your bottom line. That's why this needs to happen. I don't see why you would need this team at all. You'd need like one person to go figure out like the platform stuff. That's it, right? Like, hey, Nintendo, we want to put games on your platform. What can you do for us? And hey, Xbox, we need to put games on your platform. What can you do for us? That's it. Do they have a team for Steam? Like, why did this need to happen? You don't need to do this. You know why they need to do this? Is because there's still people at the PlayStation level that have this console war mentality. And Hiroki's like, I don't give a shit. Get rid of this console war mentality. I want money. I don't care about your stupid console war. You're selling the consoles, and guess what? The sales are dipping. I want my money. How do I get my money? That's what this is about. It's always about bottom line. You can just follow the money. That's what they're going to do. And that's what's happening here. You can keep trying to play this console war crap that they would never do that. Sure, they won't. Until they will. Until they will. Because they don't care. Ultimately, this is not about your stupid identity politics crap about PlayStation versus Xbox. They don't care. They're here to make money. That's it. Both sides. That's why Satya Nadella went, okay, that's fine. You want to do that? Here's the profit margin you need to meet. If you can meet it, great. Keep your console war. If you can't meet it, fuck your console war. Get the games on the other side. Let's get the money. That's it. It's just that simple. They don't care. They want money. They're here to part your money from your wallet. That's always the bottom line of all of this. It does not matter. It's always going to be the same. You can keep thinking they're great characters and great actors in the gaming space, and they all want blah, 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 blah. Did you notice in that job description? Optional that you're a gamer. Optional that you're a gamer. They don't give a shit. They just want to make money. That's it. It's all about money, guys. That's it.
Yep.
I don't see this being we're going to go spend millions of dollars in salaries to just analyze what's happening.
Sit on our hands and watch the other people eat our lunch. No. This is a strategy shift. They're absolutely looking to find out how they can take advantage of the other platforms. Now, does that mean everything goes over? I don't know. But I would absolutely guess that there are going to be games that go over beyond Helldivers 2. So, and they would definitely have. Why would they mention Nintendo at all? Because they plan to put more games on Nintendo. Yeah. It's just the way it is. Yeah. Like, why would they not take advantage of that? This is the way it is.
Yeah. Read the job part of the description. That one part, Hargeet.
The part where they this is the team leadership, the one that you highlighted. But if you scroll down a bit under qualifications, there's bonus. gamer and in-depth industry knowledge across platforms and games. So that is a bonus. That's not a requirement. That you happen to have any idea. Now, to be fair, well, what's his name? Why can't I remember his name? The Xbox 360 head of Xbox.
Donnie D.
No, before him.
Oh, Peter Moore.
Peter Moore, yes, totally spaced on his name. He was not a gamer guy either, right?
No.
He was brought in from outside. He went into Sega as I think he was at like a shoe company before, right? I think that's what he was, right?
Yeah,
and so then he moved over to this.
Yeah.
So like, so he had no idea, but he picked it up, figured out what the industry needed. So fair enough. It's viable that could be okay. I just find it's probably better that if the person's coming in to understand what the gaming world would like to see, right? So where the gaming world is, so you have an understanding of what the gamer and the general consumer wants. But either way, fair enough. This seems obviously like a shift in strategy, but hey, look, maybe, Reforge is totally right. And this is just an analytics thing that is spending millions of dollars in salaries on all this team to just analyze stuff. Like, okay, you don't really need to spend that though. To analyze this, you need like one economics dude and they can go figure that out. Like, this is just not that big a deal. But if you say so, I just don't see it that way. It just seems very obviously
start
not
keeping
that.
the receipts, start clipping people, and wait until Spider-Man comes over. Listen, gentlemen, I got to bounce because Mrs. Bloom and I got to take care of some things. But I just want to say a big thank you to all the chat for hanging out with us here. Please, on your way out, hit the like button. Please, if you're not already subbed to Dave's channel, he's trying to hit 4K. That's a really big deal. So help the man cross that because he puts out a great product each and every week with Hargeet himself, and obviously guests like me and many others.
Boom, thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. Appreciate you.
No, not a problem.
Tell everybody where they can find you, though.
I mean, listen, at Mr. Boomstick XL, we just crossed what are we at? 13, 14, something like that. 14,000 followers, just
it's amazing
on Twitter. And,
on the road to 100K, Boom.
I mean, well, from your mouth to the gaming god's ears. Listen, I'm happy to be here. Happy to hang out with the chat. Even if people disagree with me, that's awesome. Not a problem. But tomorrow I'll be sitting down with Fuzzy at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a couple of guests. We might have Shaun from Dirt's show joining us. Yeah,
Shaun.
He's going to TTS.
Nice. Shaun.
Yeah,
love Shaun.
Gonna have him on. And we actually,
that's him.
Another surprise guest. But ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your evening. Enjoy gaming on whatever console you enjoy gaming on, and I will see you guys the next time I'm on Dave's show.
That's right. Thank you, Boom. Appreciate you.
See you Wednesday.
Appreciate you so much.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. The mighty Mr. Boomstick.
Thanks,
awesome. We are definitely not done yet. Boom. Have a great night. And tell Mr. Boomstick we said thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. So it's we're not done yet. We got some more talking to do. And also a big shout out to some members of the chat that are hanging out with us now. We got Mav from Fun Speculation is hanging out in chat. I love to see it. Let's see, Crispy Bombs hanging out in chat. That's always good to see. Silent Cypher, who was our guest last week, is hanging out in chat. So yeah, it's awesome just to see great members of the community, as well as some other great people in the community that have been hanging out with us tonight too. We got over 357 people watching us live on YouTube and on X. So yeah, it's Pac-Man Jones is in the chat. King Webb, Talus Ray, Spartan. Adele, so many great members of the community that are hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. But Hargeet. Let's want to get a little messy, just a little.
Sure, why not?
Look, Astral Cyborg put up a little post, a little video, a little clip from Dreamcast Guy. Dreamcast Guy. Yeah, Dreamcast Guy. We're gonna play his little clip of him coping with the news. We'll see what your thoughts are after this, and I can pause it anytime you need me to.
I want to take a look at some of the reactions to it because some of these accounts like Churi Intel, look at this. If you told someone 5-ish years ago the PlayStation and Xbox would stop having exclusives, you'd look crazy. Finally, the end of petty exclusivity. I have to admit that this is the wildest thing to me, is that everybody is talking about how happy they are about the end of exclusivity. I've always thought exclusivity was a fascinating concept because I do think it leads to better games. I do think that it leads to that rivalry. I'm a big fan of iron sharpens iron, right? If you're making a great game, I'm going to be even more pressured to make the best game possible, right? I do think that's why Xbox has done so many acquisitions, whether it is Bethesda or Activision and stuff. They're buying it because, okay, we want to have the best possible games day and date on Game Pass, right? But if PlayStation was not churning out as many good games as they were, especially during the PlayStation 4 generation, I don't think that would have lit that fire into the ass of Xbox that eventually led to all those acquisitions, right? What happens when they just stop having exclusives? Will there still be that same competition? Will there still be that same drive? I mean, I'm just in a spot where I'm still trying to figure out what this will end up being. When I see charts like this, even if it is just older games, the idea of something like The Last of Us on Xbox, Demon's Souls on Xbox, man, it just seems so odd.
Does it?
So many people, though, are still saying it's only going to be the live service games. I think it's going to be everything. Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy, yummy. Okay, that's...
Yeah.
That episode, by the way, is so good of South Park.
Yep.
Scott Tenorman Must Die, I think is the name of the episode. Hilarious. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's great.
Excellent,
anyway,
excellent.
but yeah, look, it is a shift, right? And now you're going to see a lot of that side have to kind of go through the cycle of acceptance, right? To kind of get to the point of like, yeah, it's done, right? This exclusivity thing is kind of, it's done. Now look, Nintendo is going to be the last holdout. And there are games that are kind of exclusive to PC that may work once we have Steam over on console, but may not. We'll see, right? So there's still going to be stuff that's kind of exclusive over there. But look, and mobile is a whole other arena, right? So, but ultimately, people are just kind of done with this idea. I think it's just better overall if I can seamlessly just play whenever I want to. I'm sitting in in a waiting room somewhere and I just want to play something. Cool. What do I have on me? I have my phone. Okay, cool. What can I play? Right? It's just a different world as we start moving into that. Hey, it just doesn't matter. I just want to access my content where I last left my game so that I can just keep going. That's it, right? So there is a like, hey, we just grew up with this and therefore we expect it a certain way. But like, do people today really like worry about, hey, I don't have my CDs or I don't have my vinyl records? I mean, I know people still like to collect them, but do you seriously go in your car and like, I need a vinyl player? Or do you just play the damn MP3s or stream from like Sirius XM or whatever's available? Like, do you care? Like, it is what it is. You just want to access stuff, right? And if you have it, you just use it. Like, it's just a different world now. Like, I don't even like, I remember back when I had tapes, right? When I had like cassette, like tapes for my music. Like I would go buy a cassette tape for for that. Like, that was a long time ago. And then I had CDs, right? And then we just got MP3s, and it's like, okay, the quality difference too. Yeah, there was 8-track before that. There's vinyl before that. Yep. Right. And so and vinyl's kind of made a resurgence. Fair enough. But I think the vast majority of people, even with vinyl, are still listening on MP3s. It's just kind of the way it is. We just listen to streaming audio through like, services now. You probably just have it through your Amazon or your Google or whatever. There's so many options available where you just have your entire library available in a subscription format, or even if you own it, you can just upload your music there and they just let you play it. And it's just so different now. I don't even consider that. Like, I'm not looking for a new car that has a tape player. It's just not so, like, why would I don't care? Or a CD player for that matter. It's like, I'm just going to stream it off my freaking phone. That's just the way it is. Does anybody sit there and say, "Oh no, I lament the times I can't have my CD changer, and I put my 12 CDs in there, and it would go randomly put the CD in the like, dude, who cares? It's so easy now. Like that's just the way it is, and things just change over time, and you kind of just have to go along with it. It is what it is. Game prices are just gonna keep, like game costs for development just keep escalating. And if they're gonna keep doing that, they're gonna try to recoup, or we're going to have a crash and the games will go away and you will have indie games. So that's basically what will happen, which maybe is not a bad deal. But that does mean this entire idea that like DCG was talking about, where like, hey, this, platform holder is trying to push the envelope and give you the best possible game. And then the other platform says, I'll do the same thing. There's a platform that sits there and says, I don't give a shit. And that's called Nintendo. And they just keep raking in the bucks. Why is it working for them? Because they keep their budgets low. They give you the game. It's fun. And people just buy it. That's it.
It's logical.
Maybe that is a good path. Maybe that's a good path, right? And you just have to think about where things are and why is it working for Nintendo? And the other two, it's not, because they kept pushing the envelope. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. Maybe it wasn't a good strategy. But I mean, I don't know if you have more things to go over, but like just taking a lot of that and taking it apart. If you have like, a Battlefield versus Call of Duty, does that require a platform to hold it? Like Call of Duty was a third-party game. Activision was a third-party publisher.
Right.
EA still is. Both of those, by the way, end up in Game Pass. But what is it about the competition there that makes it so that they challenge each other? It's really just the consumer who says, I will spend my time in this or that. I will go spend time in Fortnite or Apex. I will spend my time in, League of Legends, or I will spend my time in, CS:GO 2, right? This is all up to them, right? Your consumer will determine what makes sense. And if the game is good enough, they'll spend the time in there, right? So it's really just that. And like you take an Expedition 33 versus let's say Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? Assassin's Creed Shadows, that budget's way higher. Did it sell as well as they wanted? I don't know. Expedition 33, way lower budget, did pretty damn well for itself, right? Even though it's in Game Pass. And on the other side, AC Shadows is in Ubisoft Plus. So how they make their money is almost irrelevant. The question is, are we getting good games? Right. And to his point, is it the platform that drives the innovation in the gaming, or is it the desire of the developer to say, I want to put out the game in my vision, right? What makes GTA? Is it because they have a competitor that pushes them to do that? Or is it they're like, we want to make a game that stands out every time we put it out, right? Okay. That's up to them, right? So I don't know that that's necessarily the case. It might be a driver that pushes them, possibly, right? We saw Sonic leap over from Sega to Nintendo when they finally said, to hell with that. We're not going to be able to compete with Sony. So let's just go ahead and put our games on PlayStation and on Nintendo. And that's what ended up happening there. Here, Xbox can afford to say, we got two platforms for you, PC and console. You want them? Sure. And we'll give you a variety of consoles. It's likely you're going to get many different form factors from them, including their own hardware and then partner hardware, right? That kind of seems like the path they're going down. They also give you the PC side. You want that? Fair enough. If you want to have a competitor with PlayStation, have the games there, okay. Nintendo, sure. Why not? Right? The locked ecosystem is probably going to go away over the next 15 years. I just don't see it standing. Nintendo is going to be the holdout, but it's just, how many times do you say like, hey, I only want this game to be on iOS and not on Android? Does anybody care? Does anybody sit there and say, oh my God, why is it on Android? Or why is that Android game on iOS? Why? Why do you care?
Right.
Just get the game and play it. Who gives a shit? Right? Like the mentality needs to go away. And that whole thing worked because things were locked to those boxes because of cartridges and the hardware that was built into them. And therefore everything had to be made for that hardware. That has shifted. It's all PC now. They're all different forms of computers. Basically, the Switch is an Android device. The other two are, one's a Linux Unix device, and the other one's a Windows device. But they're all PCs. They're all running a variant of NVIDIA or AMD GPUs with CPUs. That's it. It's all the same stuff. You can run these games on anything, and that's obviously the case since they all portably work. Everything works everywhere, right? So, if that world, you don't need to do this anymore. I think the staggered thing is probably going to stick for a bit. You're going to see some games just probably development time alone that they stick to their platform first, then port over to others. I think that's going to keep happening, but I don't see this whole, hey, the game has to stay on this platform for me to buy this box thing sticking. I just don't know if it does. And I think in 15 to 20 years, the whole console like idea might be vastly different. Right. So we will see, but I just don't know. I think they're just going through the acceptance phase of like, yeah, this is happening, guys.
It is very truly happening. We got some super chats. We'll knock those out, and then we'll play one little clip. Then we're gonna probably head on out here just a little early tonight. Haven't heard from Cork. Hopefully everything's okay. We'll could have missed us. Just sometimes it happens, and sometimes family things come up, so it's all good. But we'll check in on him a little later. So yeah, go ahead. I'll let you read those.
All right. So KY Bob, $5. Mark my words. Helldivers 2 will sell more on Xbox than it did on PlayStation. That's possible. The Xbox community has always been the more co-op multiplayer friendly of the two. That is fair. It is the dude bro shooter box, right? DUK now, the Broke Boy Insider. Member for 5 months. PS ain't paying this job $300K for a few games, and that is 100% right.
Exactly.
I see it. And remember, it's not just one job; it's 4 jobs they listed there. You're developing a team of 4 people whose job it is to figure out 2 of them specifically Xbox and PC, and you're like, come on now, right? Really, come on now, like. Spartan 661, $5. It will cripple all Sony fans when a first-party Sony game goes into Game Pass. I mean, yeah, I like it shouldn't though. It'll just really put in question: should they be on PlayStation or should they get an Xbox or go to PC where they can take advantage of that Game Pass? Anyways, Sony needs the money to make more games. Stop the cap. Sony sucks at movies. Yeah,
they have had some mistakes.
That's a whole other area. KY Bob, $10. Jim Ryan says if we lost COD, we wouldn't be able to afford the development of games. That's right. That's what they said. That's what
he said.
Says we are only doing 1 tentpole title per year, title a year. Microsoft wanted the dollars. Sony needs the dollars. Yeah, and like this is just the way it is. This is unfortunately for PlayStation. Xbox had daddy Microsoft to go buy things like Minecraft and Activision. They don't have the equivalent option. They just don't. And that's unfortunate for them. Like they're doing this 2.5% of Bandai. Like that's all they can afford. Microsoft being like, how much are you worth? Like 20 billion? Here's 30. Let's just take you. Let me go get that from the sofa here. Here you go. Like, cause they like literally make that every quarter in profits. They like, that's easy money for them. They don't care. Right. But it's not as easy for them to do this, but that's kind of where they are. Let's hope it works out for them. We'll see what happens. Most of their live service endeavors, as expected, failed. But hey, whatever.
Yeah. Agreed on that for sure. It's I don't know. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand what's happening and that there are changes coming.
Yeah, so KY, it's funny. There are 1.75 billion PC gamers, roughly 6 times the number of console gamers, and they don't virtue signal over GPUs and CPUs. Lol. There is some bullshit on that too. GPU people with the NVIDIA versus AMD stuff, but it is nowhere near the level of this PlayStation, Xbox crap. Because ultimately you can switch to either one. It doesn't matter. You have your PC. You can choose whichever one you like, right? And so you're not locked in any way. Your games work in either one, so you're allowed to buy whatever you like, right? So if you want the AMD, absolutely. You want the NVIDIA, absolutely. Same with CPUs, Intel or AMD, whatever you like. Don't care. PCs, it's just wide open. Do whatever you like, right? So, but
yeah, and there's definitely some cope involved in all this for sure. We'll play this little part and then it's another little Reforge thing, but this is a very short one, but 20 seconds long. So let's just play that.
That's why I just don't have any interest in covering it. It's like Fable delay, $80 price thing on Outer Worlds 2. Who gives a frick? Like, who cares? Just a bunch of Xbox slop. Nobody cares. I'm interested in talking about games. I'm interested in talking about things that are fun and exciting, not a bunch of bad-faced buffoons who are like, yeah, but the host. Shut the frick up. Nobody cares.
His channel relies on that kind of slop, though, doesn't it? Just kind of when I was.
Yeah, last I heard, the top selling game on PlayStation 5 was an Xbox game. Apparently, that slop was something that they wanted. Go figure.
Exactly.
The average Call of Duties tend to sell quite a bit on those systems. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
But we all know the cause of this, right? We all know the reason this all went down to begin with was the purchase of Activision Blizzard King, and then of course with that we got this wonderful little thing here.
Yes.
Thank you, Jim and his cookies. Yeah. Man, one day he shows up for a party celebrating that studio, and then he pass out cookies with his face on it, and the next day they close them. Yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting. Hargeet, any more thoughts on all this good topics, or anything else you want to get salty on tonight? Are we ready to head on out the door tonight?
Well, Cork apparently just slept to his alarm, and so he just texted me. I don't know if we want to still have him come on or not, but
we can definitely, if he wants to come on and vent for sure. He's got the link if he wants to jump on.
Yeah.
So if he wants to jump on, I'm sure there are people in the chat that would love to hear. We got over 350 people here hanging out with us right now. So if Cork wants to come on and just spit his bars for sure. So send him the link.
Yeah. Did you send him the link? I can send him the link if you haven't.
Either way, you can send it to him again. But I definitely did send him the link. But if you want to go ahead and send it to him again, let's see here. Invite and send again. I sent it to him on X, so chat. Boom. But yeah, so he overslept. It happens.
Yep.
I'm on third shift, so I definitely know what that's like. And of course we get sorry. Go ahead, Dargy.
Apropos £2. No, Dave, this is all because of the Series.
What was I thinking?
Always the Series S's fault. Yes, everything's the Series S's fault. Yeah. I guess to answer the question that he had actually posted about the mid range, right? So, they're basically saying, okay, like at least from what I'm getting from this is they're still gonna have staggered release, and so for some of these tentpole titles, they'll still come out exclusively on PlayStation. I don't know if they'll do day and date PC at some point, but likely not. But then they will, a little bit out, a year and a half, they will put that game on other platforms, and they're going to analyze the viability of that game going to other platforms and if it's a useful thing to do or not, right? So, and how that would help drive more profits. That's really like what their analytics are going to be about. I would think that if they're smart about it, they take a look at games like Saros and say that game should just go everywhere, because it's not going to do well just on, at least in my opinion, on PlayStation 5. And it's certainly not going to drive console sales. I just don't see that. People are not going to go jump out and say, gotta play Saros, let me go get a PS5. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So I think that's really what they're looking at, the strategy there, and trying to validate. Herman had said that, hey, they hope that you play, Horizon 1 or 2 on your PC, and then when 3 comes out, you jump onto the PlayStation 5. That is stupid, by the way. For those who have FOMO, they will do something like that, but they've already got the PS5. It's very likely they already have the PS5, right? So you're not going to acquire a new customer there. where you would say that somebody from PC would jump to a PlayStation. You don't understand PC. You just don't. Like there's no way I would say, let me go to an inferior box when I know in a year I'm getting the game anyways, and I can run it on my 4090. That's just not going to happen. It's just not an option for me. I don't see why I would ever do that. Right. First off, I can't even use a damn controller, but it just makes no sense for me to say I'm going to jump from my multi-$1,000 PC to this, a console that offers me nothing compelling. What it has don't give a shit. Don't care at all. I'll play my game on Steam. That's where it's going to be. I can't imagine 90% plus of PC gamers could give a shit about buying a PlayStation to play a game they know is going to come to the PC, and it's going to be better because it's going to take advantage of your computer much more so than it will take, than you'll get from your PS5. So I just don't see that. And I don't know if they see metrics that show anything like that. The people that they're getting are just new customers to gaming. That happens like all the time. There are more people who are growing up and they want to play games. So they decide to buy. That happens, right? So these new customers are getting, that's it. That's just what it is, right? So because there's nothing telling you that somebody jumped from PC to PlayStation. Give me a break. I just can't even see that. So.
Yep, I'm right there with you. I don't know. He sent me a message saying he was sorry that they missed it, overslept or whatever, and it happens. It's not a big deal, dude. Up there he is.
There he is.
Oh, let's see. Chatting. Okay, there he is. Good morning, sleepyhead.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry, guys.
Nothing to apologize for, dude. Nothing to apologize for at all. So if you are ready, I'll give you the big question and let you go with it.
All right.
Just that way you can get your bars off. So all right. So PlayStation games are coming to Xbox and Switch 2. There's a lot of denial, a lot of cope about it for sure. And we played a clip from Reforge, his denial. We played a clip from from Dreamcast Guy and his just it's not a big deal, it'll happens. And yeah, and then people like Marlin Gaming, who was like a couple weeks ago, never gonna happen, not gonna happen, and then yesterday he's like, I knew it was happening, so it was all gonna happen, we knew this, I told you is what he said, when the week before he was like, never gonna happen. But your thoughts on this job listing and what it means, and are you going to apply? I don't know, Hargeet, I think you should. Paris Lilly said he was going to apply. Your thoughts?
Oh man, Reforge right now, yelling into his Horizon waifu pillow, over this right now.
Biting it too.
It's just silly. I mean, the pivot these guys are doing, the mental gymnastics. They were cheering. Oh yeah, PlayStation, it's the best console. Xbox bent the knee. They're dead. They lost. Whatever. And then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I mean, this is exactly what I called out a while back too. I was like, they're gonna pivot, and then it's gonna be like, well, this is the way the industry's going. Game development's expensive. It was gonna be inevitable. And it's just silly because that's exactly the same thing that Xbox has been saying. And they were like, no, they couldn't hang, so they have no choice but to go. It's like it's not no choice. I mean, they're $1 trillion company. I mean, they could eat some of that money if they really wanted to, and stay exclusive. It's just not. It's not the way to go moving forward with the industry. Nobody wants to be the next Blockbuster, in that sense. And if you guys don't know what happened with Blockbuster, just for the people listening, basically they had the opportunity to buy Netflix, and they were like, no, that's stupid. Nobody's going to be streaming. People want DVDs. People want this. And yeah, we're going to pass. You're an idiot. And then all of a sudden Netflix just boom, took off. And yeah, now the rest is history. You have the last Blockbuster in, I think it's Portland, Oregon or something like that, or Oregon somewhere in the mountains. So nobody wants to be that. And this is this kind of stuff you have to do. You have to switch to third party. You have to open up your ecosystem. Walled gardens are no longer feasible. especially when people don't have the money to spend $700, $800, $900 on a console, and then now the games that you're buying can only be played on those consoles. If you want to be somewhere else, it just locks people into ecosystems that they don't want, or that isn't very consumer friendly. Let them buy what they want to buy, where they want to buy, where they want to play it. Dave Reezy said Bend, Oregon, for the Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Let people, this is such a consumer friendly move, and good on PlayStation for finally realizing that. Now also we'll see if maybe this is just kind of they're just testing the waters and seeing, but it's just so weird. They specifically named like Xbox and platforms and things like that. Like they could have just said various platforms, but like they went out of their way to write this job posting and say Xbox. I just don't. We'll see what happens. What Sony says. They've been saying this stuff for a while too. Where I think it was last business strategy update or something like that. You had Herman Hulst where he's like, no, we're gonna have our tentpole IPs. They're gonna be exclusive just to PlayStation, and then maybe a year later we'll come to PC, and then a week later Horizon Lego comes out for the Nintendo Switch, or they announce Horizon Lego for the Switch. And then now, a while back, like a month ago, they were literally just saying, oh, well, we don't believe in switching. We don't see a need to pivot right now. We're fine with our current strategy. And then now a month later, you have job postings for multi-platform. So we'll see. And don't be wrong. This is corporate speak, and people will speak out of one side of their mouths and then do something else totally later. I'll wait until we see exactly what PlayStation has coming out for Xbox. Like I said, from my understanding, they already have a title or two done for Xbox, is what I've heard. So we'll see if that's actually true or not. But once they start releasing, I think they're definitely going to hit their major titles. Spider-Man, The Last of Us, if people don't want to believe it or not. Those are two major IPs that are casual friendly, and that's your biggest marketing base or your biggest consumer base in video games is the casual audience. Those are the people that play the black hole games religiously, like COD, Fortnite, Roblox, all of that stuff. So, as far as applying for the job, I don't think so. I don't want that. I don't want that smoke. We've seen how PlayStation fanboys handle bad news, and I don't want death threats on my family or for my medical information to get doxxed while I'm on a surgery table. I could just keep going. Be catfished by a lady pretending to have or a dude pretending to have an OnlyFans. We could just keep going and going here with the stuff they've done. But so I don't know. It's hilarious that's finally happening, and they decided to do it on a Friday, like where they thought nobody was going to be searching job board postings, nobody was going to be searching none of that, and then it just pops up, and then it's just wildfire. I said it on Booms on Friday, and I'll be curious. I want to see how they handle this tomorrow on Monday. I want to see how they're gonna if they're gonna address it. If they're just gonna be like, like most PlayStation fanboys, their memories are 5 second long. It's like a goldfish; they just instantly forget, and every negative thing that's happened is never ever happened before. So we'll see. I want to see if they actually address it and they try and clarify it for posterity reasons, or if they're just gonna let it go and just be like, "Yep, this is the way we're going. Tough shit. Deal with it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. The coping, the seething, there's as actually, and I watched it because of the title. Doc Dark's made a few comments about it that were pretty good, but Porter Rock. He went live this morning, like 8 a.m. and he basically did a 30-minute little video, and he just he's telling all his Sony fanboys and ponies to wake up, and this is smack in the face, and this is the way it is, and you're just gonna have to move on. And I was like, wow, coming from him, it was kind of a surprising video. I should have some clips of it here today, but I didn't, because it was surprisingly positive. So, but
I want to know if Dreamcast Guy is gonna buy back his PlayStation 5 from his girlfriend now that it's an Xbox.
Exactly.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, he's quite the chode. I mean, quite the great guy, that Dreamcast guy. Yeah, he's I even thought about doing a Saturday special of why Microsoft should sue Dreamcast Guy, and why Sega hasn't already for the name infringement. But
I know, right?
Yeah, he gives Dreamcast a bad name for real. But anyway, so yeah, dude, thank you so much for jumping on, and it's not a big deal, dude. It happens to all of us. And we got some super chats, so we'll let Hargeet run those through.
So Afro Public again, £2. Mid-range could mean the value of a game to Sony. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like at some point they've gained the value on PlayStation 5. They might get incremental value in small chunks, but it's like, now how do we get more value in a bigger chunk? Let's move it to other platforms. And that's why they go to PC. And I think it's going to be the same. They're going to say, does this work on Nintendo? Let's put it there. If it goes to Xbox, does it work there? Fair enough, right? So I think that's what's going to happen. So that is what that mid-range is. Long range would be like, hey, this game has been around for 15 years. We're doing nothing with it. Can we do something with it? So that's hopefully what they are going to do. Gamer by Choice, $2. Are you saying there are hypocrites in gaming? LOL. Nah. And then Spartan gifts 5 WebDave memberships.
Thank you, Spartan. Appreciate you doing that, my friend.
I think we're all wearing our Gamers Council shirts.
You know what? I think we are.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh no!
It's almost like we planned it. Oh, we didn't plan it, but yeah.
And then we got another one, Afropublic again, £2. I want to see pro PS media like Eurogamer's response. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that is a good point.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Thanks, Dirt. Appreciate you. But yeah, so the last little thing I'll throw at you, Shaun 786. He's amazing. I think he might actually be Boom's show tomorrow. Make a special appearance there. So that'll be awesome for him to jump onto Boom's show. And Shaun, I tell you, this news has lit a fire under his ass. He hadn't released a video for like a year, and Dirt was giving him the up and down for the little 3-minute video he dropped, which is actually really good. And then he's dropped like 2 or 3 more in the last day because all the new current topics that he's pretty excited about it, which is great. And he actually went live on Saturday for a little while, for like an hour. Special, I mean, that's like, so Shaun, you can tell, is definitely excited for that, and that's cool. And we'll get Shaun and Dirt on here again in the future. But just to let everybody know about Shaun. That's him. That's him right there. We love Shaun and Dirt Griggity and Joey and Ray. You guys, craziness. The We Bleed Green is a good show on Monday nights. Definitely got to tune it in before Colt and Mag take over later on in the evening. Yeah, so we'll go around the horn and everybody and get their outros. We still have over 300 people watching us live. I think we're gonna send it to Vera Dark afterwards. You want to stick around for that? She's actually playing the new Fallen Feathers game, so you want to check that out. She's pretty interesting. So Cork, please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can reach out to you, where they can set your alarm. I was about to say,
where they could send me messages so my phone dings and I wake up.
Good man.
Yeah, on Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads. Where is it? Right over here. There we go. Right there, at the Corkenstein. You guys can follow me there on all the social platforms. We do have 2 channels, Game Pass Gumbo and Xbox Talks. Game Pass Gumbo, we're just waiting to get our intro redone. We got hit with like a copyright thing, and YouTube's being weird. So we're designing our own intro music, and then I got to design the video and stuff. So we're kind of redoing some rebranding and re-imaging some stuff. And then Xbox Talks, yeah, we've had some really cool developer AMAs come on or over on the Xbox Series or our Xbox on Reddit. We had the guys from the Alters that came out. We also had we gave away 1 out of 8 Claire Obscure custom Xbox consoles. We've done 40 Design Lab controllers. We're doing some real cool stuff. So Xbox Talks is a part of the Reddit community over there. Our Xbox, so join both if you can, and then that's pretty much it. Next is Friday with Booms or Breakfast with Booms on Friday, and yeah, hope to see you guys. Thanks for letting me join in super late.
Dude, it's no big deal, at all. And in case you don't know who Corkenstein is,
Dr. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. You're putting me on. No, it's pronounced Frankenstein.
There you go. So anyway, just kidding, man. Oh goodness, Hargeet, Preston's got a question for you.
Yeah, when's the next Fonz Gaming Show? I don't know when he'll be back. Online. So we'll maybe do next weekend, but we'll see. It'll probably maybe even be a little later. We'll see. But
he's moved.
It's coming along. The movie is coming along. All right.
There you go. So Hargeet, please tell everybody where they can reach out to you on Discord and where they can find you. You're so many different podcasts that we are blessed that you are on ours as well. So thank you so much for being a wonderful co-host on the Gamers Council. A show would not be around without you. And of course, we all got our shirts on. You can get your own shirt as low as $15, just so you know. Oh, goodness. Go ahead, Hargeet. Let everybody know.
Yep, my channel is Hargeet Chani 1, and if you want to pick up my book, shop.chani.us. I'll be on with Boom, who was on here before, on Wednesday, 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, on Reforge Gaming. We're going to do a special impromptu thing on Lemon's channel, so 108 Dragons TV, on Thursday at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, to talk about our thoughts about Superman, the new movie.
Nice.
So if that's of interest to you, for all those who liked it, didn't like it, whatever, maybe you can check that out. So check that out on Thursday. And then I'll be on with C-Money and Doodle on Friday, on Point for Gamers, 8-ish p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. And yeah, I don't know that we'll be back next week with Fonz. We'll see. But so if we are, then it'll be 7 p.m. on Saturday. If not, we'll skip another week and we'll get him up and running. Hopefully, a little bit later in August, and then we'll be back next week, of course, right here, 7 p.m.
There you go.
See what messiness comes up this coming week.
Oh, I have a feeling it's going to be a fun week. Thank you, FarQ. Appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, I'm about to hit FarQ up. I got some ideas, some thumbnails that I think you might be able to come up with, have a little fun. And then we've already, it looks like we're locked in. KY Bob is going to be one of our guests next week. And we'll see who else we get to join the council next week. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. And someday soon we're going to do some kind of, Hargeet will be able to join us. Now it'll be up to him if he wants to or not, but we're going to do some kind of like a little fan interaction, a little more controlled than the last one I had. It'll be for members only. And
wow, that was fun.
I have to know you before we bring you up. That's all I'm saying about that episode. Wow, man, good times. Hey, you know what? Live and learn. But yeah, that should we'll worry about that later. But anyway, thanks for everybody for joining us tonight. And I got the new intro up and running, but I forgot to do the new outro. So that means that tonight's outro is the intro. It's all right. Anyway, thanks for joining us here on the Gamers Council.
game.